Nice and long. You can see, got some more, added some scrubble to the backyard. People coming over and putting stuff in my backyard. Taking pictures, photos while I'm trying to record, as they do. Because they have technology that they playing with. And they like big kids. So they happy they found a toy. See all the stuff they put in the backyard. That don't grow in your backyard. People put that back there. Taking pictures and photos. Hear the crow in the background. Crow flying over the house. So, I was out doing my morning walk, and these people, like I said, it's a balance in everything. So it's probably more than likely good people too that's out there with them. But got these little ants. But the evil ones out there following you from all nationalities of people, always trying to make up something so they can go and lie about. So as I'm walking, the daily school buses, corporations, vehicles, people that work in those vehicles, from all areas, driving around, harassing people. And it's basically undercover, so nobody else can really see it except for the people that know what I'm talking about. So that's why I call these targeted individual, really the powerful individual, but I call it the targeted individual videos, and address it straight to you and people that know what I'm talking about. So as I'm walking, they come out from all places, getting in your way, riding around looking like they're angry at you for I don't know why. Then as I'm walking, I get my little rest stops. I have little periodic places that I try to stop and get a little, rest so I can keep on walking later after I get a little rest in. But so I stopped at this bus stop that I stopped at. It used to be while they were working on that area. It used to be an area where it had it blocked off, so nobody was really sitting there. So of course now that it's back open and running, people have the right to sit there because they're waiting on the bus. That's obvious. But this lady that used to come and sit over there when nobody else was sitting there because no buses was running, she came over there again today, sat down, broke out her phone, and started talking in Spanish. There's nothing wrong with the Spanish language. I have no problem with that. But then I remember the video that this brother had made, how he was talking about how at the beginning when our ancestors were here, and then the other people came over, and they spoke in a language that our ancestors didn't understand. But what they were saying, they were basically claiming stuff in another language, and because our ancestors didn't understand, they took that to mean that they accepted it. So I thought about that. So when she started speaking another language, she might not even meant that, but I just did it anyway because that video came to mind. That's why, I like listening to YouTube videos because I learn a lot, as well as I share too. I don't. Let me give a disclaimer. If I share a video, that don't mean that that video speaks for me. It's just interesting to me, so I share it. So that just because I share a video, that don't mean that speaks for me. So I just spoke out loud and I said, because I didn't care what nobody thought, but I'm not gonna let nobody claim me, because nowadays with this targeted individual stuff, no telling what people are doing. So I just spoke out loud. I said, I don't, I'm always Sojourner, being myself. I'm a living sentient being, flesh and blood man. And yet I am more than that, because I'm a creation, I am a son of the Most Highest. I'm always Sojourner, propria persona, solo propria, propria heredis. I always live in my own body. And I don't give anybody permission to violate me at any time. So I don't have to keep saying this all the time. I got the right, and I maintain my rights at all times, I exercise my rights at all times perpetually. So I don't have to keep making this disclaimer. I don't care if somebody does it in the future. I'm letting you know. I'm always myself. I'm always living inside my body. I never give anybody permission to violate any of my rights. To hypothecate me, personate me, subjugate me, subrogate me, or no other kind of way, under the color of law or any other way. No man can own another man, and no woman can own another woman, and vice versa. No living flesh and blood man can own another flesh and blood man or woman or child, and I don't accept it either. Nobody can own me. No corporation can own me. And I've already given you a lot of information backing why I say this. So I'm not going to keep on saying this. I'm putting it on the record. I don't have to keep saying it. I'm already letting you know. No one can do that. I don't give it no one authority. I don't even give spiritual beings authority over me or nothing that is mine. If I use, I have anything that the Most High said is mine by right, anything I've shown you that is mine by right, and everything that the corporation, the owners of the corporation, has been decreed to determine what is mine by right is mine by right. Even all the numbered years that is mine to overstand and to administer over is mine by right to do by the process that I have been, they've acknowledged I have the authority to speak for those ex-rails if I choose to. I don't have to if I do not want to. Only if it's in my best interest. And I will not contract to subjugate myself to any. Or subrogate, hypothecate a person, nobody can personate me and none of them. That's on the record, that's forever. So I don't have to keep saying it. Nobody can play games and try to say, well, we own this because we spoke over it. If you don't have the right, and I'm not giving it to you, you don't have the right. Nor do I want anything that is yours. I'm not asking for nothing that is yours. I'm not asking for nothing that is the corporation's. I'm only asking, only thing I want is what is mine. And that's my right to do so. Then, as I'm walking, they're using, for some reason, I don't know, I got an inkling what they're doing, because they're always trying to find a way to make up something about you. So they're using the school buses and the kids. So when I'm out walking, I got the right to walk, exercise. Like I said, at my pace. But then they're sending out their kids. The kids don't really, they know better, but they really don't know what they're doing. It's probably a game to them. But they're being used by people that really know better. So I'm out walking. The path that I walk, there is a school, so I have to walk that way. So then they have the kids to come out of nowhere and walk in front of me. And then my mind is telling me that they're doing that to make it seem like I'm following them. I'm not interested, I'm not sexually interested nor interested in any kind of form or fashion in kids, boys, girls, teenagers, men. I'm not sexually attracted to boys, dogs, cats, whatever else people nowadays. People are kind of sick today, so they might be into anything. I'm not interested in any of that type of stuff. I'm not interested in transvestites, none of that. Now, you got to be careful because they got men that can look like women nowadays that can fool you. But I'm not interested. I'm not going to violate nobody else's right if that's what they want to do. But don't violate my rights by trying to make me interested in that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not saying you can't do it, and I'm not talking about a targeted individual. I'm talking about people that's doing these things. I'm not saying they can't do it. The Most High is against it. And I'm against it when it comes to me. But that's their right to do that. And they're going to deal with the Most High behind them. So I'm not going to bash it. Just don't put it in my face. Don't try to make me don't try to make me like it. I don't. So as I'm walking home, because I come back the same way, because I make the loop around the pattern that I walk, and then on my way back, guess what happens? Right when I'm crossing the street, they sent a young lady from the school to walk in my path. And then my mind told me, just cross the street, go on the other side. So as I'm walking across the street the other side, I look up. I'm way past the school, way down there, almost near my home, my Lodial domicile. She's on the other side still walking. She had the right to do that, but some told me that she don't live that way. You know, so and then you have the handlers. You know, whenever they have the gang stalkers on the streets, they always have the handlers driving around in cars, following them, put them up to stuff. So I'm quite sure they put her up. But I'm just giving you the disclosure. I'm not interested in kids, boys and girls, teenagers, boys and girls, men, transvestites, dogs, cats, tigers, whatever people might like anything. I'm not interested in none of this sexually. If I can help them, I will. But as far as sexually and anything like that, following them, I'm not following nobody, I'm not harassing nobody, none of that. Let it be known, I got the right to walk down the street, so putting their plots and schemes together, I got the right to walk down the street. Make up and stuff. Just like the gang stalker, they got the right to walk down the street too. So it go both ways. But we just know that there's a lot of people that's doing stuff in bad faith. And it's on the record. I'm not the only one saying it, so I'm not making up stuff. And everybody knows I'm not making up stuff. Gang stalking is prevalent nowadays. Everybody is on the record people doing these things. So, like I said, I'm always myself. I'm not going to keep on saying, I don't care what people post on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I'm always a jurist, always myself. I live in my body. I'm the living sentient being, natural man, flesh and blood, with right to administer my estate, to administer over my estate, being the creditor. Also have the right to speak for the Num de Gear that I have right over, without being subjugated, personated, hypothecated, or subrogated to be. I'm just looking down because there's a lot of ants down here. I don't want them crawling up on me. Nor being said that I am that corporate entity for claiming my right for as far as information towards that that numb the gear that has been given back to all the indigenous Americans here on this land, in Turtle Island, North America. America is your soil, land. We have the right to answer and administer for those without being subjugated as being that thing in our proper capacity. So that's, I don't need to keep saying that. It's on the record. And as I said, my appellation is Negus El Ya. I have not committed any crimes, and I shall not commit any crimes. And like I said, since I have not committed any crimes, and then now that I know that people are trying to set up people to make them seem like they committed a crime, it's obvious that I would not commit a crime at this point, even if I was a criminal, but I'm not. Why anybody in their right mind wouldn't commit a crime knowing what they're trying to set you up? And I've also told you in the past that my DNA was taken without my permission, under coercion, when I was unlawfully taken out of my own private allodial property, domicile, by gang stalkers. And like I said, because I know there's honorable men and women that work in uniform. I have not assigned them to being anything other than honorable men and women in uniform. So they don't have the right over me. And the honorable ones know that, and they act honorable. Even in that situation, there were honorable ones in that situation that did not violate me. But the ones that did, they probably wasn't even they probably were gang stalkers that was in acting outside the real actors. And they took my what they call firearms. They took my arms unlawfully, because I have the right to have arms under the Second Amendment. And the thing that they violated me for was a color of law action that was a violation in itself, under subjugation, subrogation, hypothecation, impersonation. But I always have to give a disclaimer to let them know, the ones that are honorable, that's trying to do the best they can in this situation, to let them know, even though they're still to be responsible because they're not standing up and putting a stop to this stuff, but they're not. I know that there are some honorable men and women in this world, so I have to give them credit too. So, in saying that, shalom, peace unto you.